So a man came to Vegas as a high roller. He got so drunk and high that he sliced his hand open on the gaming table, couldn't remember where he was, but he still signed casino markers, issuing him millions of dollars of credit. After finding out that he was doped up on ketamine served to him in a drink by a casino employee, he's arguing in court, suing the company that he stayed at, where this all happened, and claiming he doesn't owe those markers. Now, if this sounds like the tale of a new Hangover movie, maybe a reboot, it's not. It's actually the real tale of a guy named Dwight Manley, who is a real person, who's a real high roller with a real interesting background, and who understands marketing and might just win his case. We're going to talk about that, plus why there's a $1 million bounty out for information leading to what really happened, and why that might tie into MGM just dismissing everything before things get really, really bad for them. How's it going, guys? My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm coming to you from beautiful down in Summerlin, the west side of town, where you have giant plots of land where one day there'll be homes, but you have these gorgeous mountains in the background. And I urge you, if you ever come to Vegas, to just come out to the west side, see what it really looks like, see where the rest of us live, and see how beautiful Nevada is. If you think Nevada is a beautiful state, say yes in the comments below. Nevada is a beautiful state. As we talk more about David Manley, I keep calling him David, Dwight Manley, who is suing the casino. So Dwight came to Vegas. We have to give you the background on the tale so you understand what's really happening. Dwight came to Vegas back in 2021. He came to Vegas on an invited trip from his casino host. This is back when the hosts were trying to rebuild the high roller play, and they were trying to get people back into the casinos gambling after the COVID-19 shutdown. He claims that after he checked into the MGM Resorts International's MGM Grand, he went up to the high limit room to play some high limit blackjack, and he ordered a round of drinks with his friends, got an old-fashioned. It tasted very bitter. He drank it anyways, apparently it would seem, because they ordered a second round, according to the reports from Mr. Dwight himself. But by then it didn't matter, because he was so high as a kite, sloshed and hammered, that he split his hand open on a glass ashtray on the table, was acting a fool, and it was obvious he was not well. But then he claims something that is the main crux of this case. Claims two things. The first thing he claims is that casino property themselves didn't actually check on him to make sure he was okay, because he was obviously acting very erratic. The second thing he claims is that they continuously pushed credit markers under him for him to sign so they could ring up debts in his name to the casinos, about $2 million worth. He then apparently passed out, woke up in his room the next day, disoriented, groggy, not feeling good, went back to California, grew out his hair because he was advised to do so to get a follicle test, and found out that he had been spiked with ketamine during this trip. So his main contention here is that he doesn't owe the markers to the casino because they should have done something, because he was obviously all out of sorts. And if you don't want to be out of sorts, you should subscribe to my channel right now, because doing that would be sublime of you. So is David right, or is David wrong? Did the casinos have a responsibility to check in on him, and why is he still offering a $1 million reward? This guy's obviously very well off, but what's in it for him, and why does that benefit him? We'll get to that in just a moment. But right now we have to talk about, what are the casino responsibilities to you? Like, what do the casinos have to do to keep you safe? And believe it or not, it's pretty basic stuff. I went and consulted a couple of websites, and I did see that the casinos simply have to make sure that, the casino and the hotel and the property are in good order and good condition. Your door locks work on your door, and your safe works, and the casino guards aren't sleeping on the job, and there's no standing water on the floor. Just basic stuff. And even then, even if you tried to sue in that case, they're going to push back tooth and nail to make sure that you don't have any fault to play, any blame in this game whatsoever. So for example, if you're walking through the casino, you slip and fall, they're going to make sure that you weren't looking at your phone during that time, because if you were, then they're not completely at blame and there's no such case. But in Dwight's case, it's a little bit different. See, Dwight has the argument that an employee served him spiked liquor at the place. Now, there's no way to prove this, because he obviously doesn't have a sample of the drink, but he does have the positive drug sample. The casinos could argue that he himself did that drug before or after to test positive. We won't really know. These are all just allegedlys. But at this point, it may not really matter, because interestingly enough, Dwight himself is playing a brilliant PR move in all of this. The way I see it is like this. See, Dwight's purchased billboards offering a $1 million reward to the capture and the figuring out who actually spiked his drink. Because as Dwight claims, we have to make sure it doesn't happen again. I could have died. But I don't know if that's entirely it. And I'm just talking off the cuff here. This is not something I want to get sued for, so we'll say allegedly. The way I see it is like this. If Dwight has to pay back his gambling markers, he's on the hook for $2 million. If Dwight puts up these billboards and spends some money to put negative PR on the casino property, he stands to have his entire case dropped or settled out of court where he doesn't have to pay back those markers. So is the $1 million ploy for information relating to the arrest of and so on and so forth a marketing thing? I think it obviously is. See, we all know that there's a very popular YouTube channel in Vegas that, shot up in popularity after they had a bad experience at the Cosmopolitan. We all know that everybody hates the big companies of this world, the billion-dollar behemoths like MGM Resorts International. Even though they do a lot of great stuff for us out here as a community, we all like to take shots at the rich guys in town. So this billboard campaign is nothing more than getting an amplified voice to bring his story to more places so more people can hear about how the guy got drugged and it was probably from an employee and it was a drink served to him by an employee and it was this and it was that and it was the other. Eventually the bad publicity will lead MGM to dismiss the case entirely, most likely including those gambling markers that he has. So $1 million ain't nothing to him if it means that he gets to save $2 or $3 million extra dollars on the back end. So what about you? Like, what's your responsibility? I mean, you have to be up on your guard here in town. And I've told you guys this a number of times. You got to make sure that when you're walking through the property, you got your head up on a swivel. You can't sue the casino if somebody pickpockets you and say the pickpocketer shouldn't have been there. But if the casino employees are involved and you can prove it, you may just have a case. So it's an interesting tale, and again, we're not maybe going to hear anything from it again. There's another video on this channel I'm going to cover about a lady who died at the Wynn, so be sure you subscribe for that. God rest her soul, she was gambling on an invited casino trip, had a major stroke, nobody took care of her, and she passed away on the casino floor. So you have to take care of yourself and know that these casinos are going to provide the basic frameworks for a safe stay, but you yourself need to know your limits, know who you're with, and know where you're gambling and have your head on a swivel at all times. And I've said it before in a previous video I did just a few days ago, last week. Ladies, especially if you're here and somebody offers you a drink, make sure you get the drink directly from the bartender. Never take a drink from a third party. They might have spiked it and put something nasty in it for you. So that's my video today. You tell me what you think in the comments before. Subscribe. If you guys like the video, give me some feedback, throw me a like, and we'll see you guys in another one. I'd love to hear your opinion on all this. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Now it's time for the video from Summerlin. I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click!